Hey, Feen.
Yeah?
I've made a mistake.
Oh no. What's your mistake?
I watched the anime.
Oh no! I thought you would have learned by now.
Feen, why do I do it? Why do I watch so much the anime?
Well, it's not so much the anime, it's that you keep picking terrible anime.
Okay, here's the thing. I watched there were some good anime in there, but also pain and hurt.
Anyway, hi, this is Anime Slushy. I'm Phoenix.
Hi, this is Anime Slushy. Hi, this is my therapy where I have to tell you all about bad anime so that I can be healed of its curse.
And yeah, we're talking about the spring 2020 anime season, which honestly, I mean, Cube doesn't sound like she copped the right end of the stick, but was actually a pretty good season. Like there's a fair bit of pretty decent stuff in this one.
Yeah, there are things to enjoy.
Yeah.
And things to hurt me.
I mean, here's the thing. You love Black Rock Shooter, and there's never been a good Black Rock Shooter anime out of that OVA. And we knew this one was going to be bad. And you watched it anyway.
Phoenix is so bad. It's the worst it could possibly be in every way, Phoenix.
Well, we'll get to that, but should we get the big one out of the way to begin with?
Talking about Spy Family?
Yeah.
Spy Family. This is the only one that both of us watched. Oh, I guess at first we should really do a list of what we each watched, right?
Yeah.
So we both watched Spy Family, and then I watched 5 episodes of Black Rock Shooter Dawnfall, and I watched 4 episodes of Healer Girl, and I watched 4 episodes of Summertime Record, and I watched 5 episodes of Tomodachi Game. So I have been in the trenches.
You really have. So yeah, I also watched Spy Family. I watched your boy Kongming. I watched Birdie Wing, which is the golf anime about the 2 women. And I watched a few episodes of Shikimori-san. He's not just a cutie.
Yeah, that sounds like you had a pretty good time.
I did, yeah. I also read, I've been catching up on the manga for Spy Family, and I read quite a bit of Shikimori-san.
Fucking cheater.
I can talk about those a bit too.
Cheater, pumpkin eater.
Is that a thing? Cheaters eat pumpkin?
Yeah, cheater, pumpkin eater.
Ah.
No, it's just like a stupid phrase that kids say here in the Americas.
Oh, okay.
It's like liar, pants on fire.
Yeah.
Cheater, pumpkin eater.
Cheater, pumpkin eater, yeah.
I don't know why. Don't question our ways.
I mean, I guess because it rhymes. That sounds nice.
Respect my local culture, Fiend. Cheaters eat pumpkins.
Is Halloween a holiday of cheaters?
Anyway, we watched Spy Family. I watched 3 episodes of it.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So I'm not quite caught up on where it is. Wait, so have you watched much of it, or did you just read the manga mostly?
I've watched the first 2 eps, and I've read the manga, like, I'm about 2/3 of the way through, I think.
It's highly irregular.
So here's the thing. People have been talking about, like, sort of quietly recommending Spy Family for quite a while when it was just a manga.
Yeah.
And now that it's, like, out, and I've read it, I can see why. It's really good. It's very pulpy, but it's really slick. It's a lot of fun. It's easy. I think it's easily like the best overall thing that's come out this season.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about it as, especially in the conversation of what's Shonen Jump got going on besides My Hero Academia, like what are they going to do with themselves? And Spy Family is one of the things people are saying, like, this is actually good. It's worth reading and all that stuff, and I can see why it's cute.
I'm just kind of surprised it's from Shonen Jump. Like that's kind of it doesn't feel like a Shonen Jump property, you know what I mean?
I don't know. All those things like overlap in such confusing ways generally with stuff, you know?
That's true, yeah.
People fight each other sometimes. Oh, it's not weekly Shonen Jump? Oh, it's in monthly Shonen Jump. Maybe they have different standards. I don't fucking know. I know some of these, one of the things I'm watching for this is in Jump Plus. Don't ask me. I don't know that much about it. It has Shonen Jump in the thing. It counts. I don't know. Help.
Okay, so if you don't actually know anything about Spy Family, it's like a pulpy spy series. It's set in, I don't know why they named it this way, but it's just like a weird knockoff 60s version of Berlin, like East and West Berlin when it was still split up.
Oh yeah, what are they called? Westland and Eastland?
Yeah, Ostland, which is just east. Yeah, it's Ost and West, and then the name of the town is Berlin. So good job, guys.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But it's great because it has the aesthetic of that period down really well. There's 3 principal characters. There is Lloyd, who's better known as Twilight, who is a spy with 1,000 faces, and he's given a mission to infiltrate a private school for kids. In order to do that, he's going to need to get a child like just like pick up a child.
It's so he can interact with someone who goes to like the PTA meetings and stuff. He doesn't have to like disguise himself as a child.
No, yeah. He actually does think about that at one point. It's like, well, I couldn't disguise myself as a child, which is clever. So yeah, he has to pick up a child. The child, unbeknownst to him, turns out to be psychic. And then later on, he has to get a wife. And the wife he ends up picking up, unbeknownst to him, is an assassin. And because Anya, the child, is a psychic, she knows exactly what's going on.
Is good.
She also just, is a little kid who's been in and out of orphanages and just wants a nice family. And she thinks both of her parents are super cool. So she does everything she can to kind of keep everything running.
She wants a nice family, but specifically she really wants a family with crazy people with crazy jobs in it.
Yeah.
Because that's how she's like, oh, this guy, I can sense he's a spy assassin guy. Take me home.
Yeah.
Hug.
Yeah. She just, because she likes spies. She likes spy shows. She thinks they're cool.
Oh yeah, there's spy anime, because that's the thing, even though it has the aesthetics of like East-West Berlin stuff going on, they also have like modern anime and stuff. It reminded me of like Naruto. I feel like that's a very shonen setting thing where it's like, don't worry about it, it's for convenience,
Yeah. It's fun. Like the premise is very silly, but it's a lot of fun. Also, I think like the main thing this rides on is Anya, really.
Yeah, she's the main character.
Yeah, she's the main character. Do you remember when we did that series on Madoka? And I did get distracted a couple of times talking about how much I loved Madoka's younger brother. Because, like, doing cute little kids is apparently something that anime seems to struggle to do sometimes. But Anya is fucking perfect. Like, in terms of, like, a little kid character who's, like, very young, like elementary school age. I find that either, like, they tend to make them too smart, so they're just more like an adult, or they make them too sort of cutesy and uwu, like, say, Itsuki from fucking Yuki Yuno.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of annoying. Whereas Anya is like, Anya's just so pitch perfect in terms of like the ways that she's smart and the ways that she's dumb. Like she is kind of clever for her age in the way she's kind of crafty. But like anytime she realizes she has to do something to keep the parents together, her ideas are dumb kid ideas. Like when Lloyd first meets Yor, who's the assassin lady. At first they have a miscommunication and they aren't going to like pursue dating. So a little bit where Anya like realizes this is happening because Yor thinks that Lloyd's married. So she just starts doing this weird little song and dance about how she misses her mum because her mum's dead. And it's really, really obvious.
It worked, didn't it?
It did, yeah, it did. But it's such a kiddie way of dealing with it. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, and people are posting gifs of her little bubbly.
I mean, this is the other thing. She's genuinely cute. They've picked so many good little kid affectations and mannerisms for the way she behaves.
Yeah.
She likes the cartoon show. She loves Peanuts. She's always just doing like cute shit in the background. Like when she was being measured up in the tailor's shop and like she's putting her arms up so the lady can take her measurements, but then she almost falls backwards and then she hauls her back up. Yeah.
She reminds me of my favorite animated child girl who's Yotsuba from Yotsuba, and it's just like this like gremlin child who's kind of clever and stuff, but she wants to get into trouble. She's gonna cause violence on purpose.
I think the other thing is as well is you get the little hints of the trauma in her backstory. And it's not like anything over the top. It's just she was part of a government experiment. She didn't have any parents. She grew up in a very loveless environment. That's the thing about her, I think, compared to a lot of other little kid characters as well, where it's like say Itsuki from fucking Yuki Yuno. Like they're just a kid. Like they're just a kid in living with the family and all this sort of shit, and they're just like they want to sing or do something stupid like that. Whereas Anya's driving goal is she just wants to be loved.
Mm.
She just wants to have parents and be loved the way any kid deserves to be loved. That is like a genuinely pure thing.
And the fact that she's been through so much hardship makes it even more heartwarming when her family's getting along and they're just good little family.
Yeah. Like, especially because like that's the thing with Lloyd, like Twilight, is that at first he's like very against the idea of having to deal with having a kid. But like within 2 episodes, he's already like clearly very attached to her and is trying to be nice to her.
Yeah, he's a real good tsundere.
Yeah, that bit in the second episode where they're trying to find a wife and Anya overhears the conversation and she goes up to him and says, "Is having a kid bad? Am I making it hard for you?" And he's just like, "No, you've done nothing wrong. You go watch TV." And it's just, oh.
When I think it's at the end of episode 1 when they find out she got into the school and he like is genuinely excited and picks her up and like kind of twirls her around and like it almost brought a tear to my eye. I was just like, yay.
Yeah.
It did it for me.
And then he passes out because it's the first time he's ever been relaxed in like years. and he's just thinking, what the fuck's happening to me? It's like, it's love. It's love, you big dog.
Yeah, you idiot. You have a daughter now, stupid.
And I also love that there's a lot of background dialogue in this. Like you'll be hearing the characters' thoughts, but they'll be speaking. And in that scene, it's Anya going, "No, Daddy, please don't leave me. I'll be good." Which is like, oh man, because she thinks he's dead.
Yeah. I'll say about I really like the drawing style of it. I feel like it's somewhat inspired by My Hero Academia. There's something about the way that like characters' hair in series like this is drawn, where it's like got these big chunks, like how Yor has the big squid things on the side of her hair. So
yeah,
but it pleases me. Like Anya's hair is that very big, pleasing, poofy shape, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, she's very baby shaped, and it's cute.
And she has horns that make no sense and will never be explained because they were based on a different character that he designed for something else.
I read the manga. Lloyd in the anime is more handsome. They've drawn a very handsome boy there.
He is like, I forgot sometimes when anime boys drawn just right, I'm just like, look at you.
When it comes to Yor, I was not at all shocked that Yor very quickly became popular on the internet because she's
very moe.
She's a moe weirdo who's also like super sexy, dangerous assassin will step on you, so and then kill you. So I was like, this makes sense. The internet would like her.
Yeah. So here's some interesting goss. So the character, especially Yor, the anime seems to be like somewhat playing up the way that she blushes in certain scenes. Yeah. So like where it's like really red and it really lingers on it. And apparently even like in the manga that's less later. But apparently it became like a whole debate because there's scenes in the anime where characters will blush. The scene that like I was very concerned about, or like I had to go and check on the Discord, was when she's talking to her brother on the phone.
Yeah.
And she's like blushing really hard and really playing with the phone cord with her finger. And I had to go and I would be like, is this a syscon thing, guys? Because it really seems like they're framing it that way. And in the manga, it doesn't so much feel that way. She's just like always has some blush lines. But in the anime, it just felt like, hey, we're Cloverworks. Of course we're going to, do a syscon. We're just assuming that's what's going on.
It's like, the trouble is, right? Like you're right. That I think it was like that was just a mistake in the way they did it in the anime. There's nothing like that in the manga from Yor's side.
I've heard that there's problems with the bro.
The one major problem with this thing so far is Yor's brother. So one thing just got to back up a minute. One thing I do find interesting about the series is the way that like it's a very pulpy spy setting. Particularly in that the work that all of our main characters is doing is kind of ennobled, despite the fact that they are like killing people,
right, but it's always to help, peace and whatnot. Just trust us.
The way it's framed for all the organizations they work for is that they're keeping the peace. Because East and West, feel like they're going to go to war at any minute. It's a very Cold War thing. Lloyd is working for an organization that's trying to keep things stable between East and West. Yor is killing people, but it's people who are traitors who are sort of upsetting the balance of things.
Poo-poo people.
Blah, 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 blah. That's like kind of the idea. Now, her brother...
Yeah?
They also kind of play him like that. But the thing is, he's like working for the Stasi. Like, he is a secret policeman who tortures people and will arrest them and take them away because they might be traitors and stuff. And it's one of those things...
Wait, and that's not framed as like... I thought, when it was explained to me, I assumed that he was like working against our heroes and they just didn't know that, and he's like a bad boy. But you're saying that he's supposed to be doing the good shit?
This is the thing, because like technically Lloyd and Yor are working against each other.
Oh, are they?
Kind of, because they're working for opposite factions, but the factions have the same goal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're both like working for the parts of the factions, at least, that are trying to keep a peace.
Yeah, and the thing is, at least early on, her brother's Yuri's work is framed the same way. In that, like, he's getting a hold of people who are giving away information and like potentially upsetting the balance of power and blah, 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 blah.
I see.
It's hard to tell so far exactly how they're going to fall on him in terms of that. Now, the other thing is he's kind of obsessed with his sister to the point where it starts to feel a little bit cis-conny.
Yeah. I like people in the chat going, hey, don't worry. She doesn't have the hots for her brother. Everything's cool. Now, him on the other
Yeah. Now, it's one of those things where it might just be they're playing it like he's just very, very like obsessed with protecting her and this sort of stupid toxic masculinity thing towards his older sister and blah, blah, blah.
Well, that's the classic concept of siscon anyways, is like being like really obsessed with protecting your sister and stuff.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where because it's anime, I don't trust it not to tip further into like the other side of it.
Yeah, just being really weird about it.
Yeah, and he is really weird about it. He's like annoyingly gross about it. Like it's really frustrating. The one good thing, someone in the Discord, I wish I can remember who it was, sorry, pointed this out, or we'll put it this way. The one good thing about Yuri is that he absorbs all of the show's bad shit into just one character. Like,
yeah, I will be all the weird anime shit.
Yeah, he's just over there and we don't have to see him all the time. So it makes it slightly easier.
Oh, something I forgot to mention about the blushing thing, because it was really funny. I randomly saw on Twitter, because I noticed like the super over blushing sometimes, and I thought it was kind of weird. But apparently it's been some kind of debate on the anime Twitters, because I saw like a tweet out of context that was like, apparently some people don't know that you blush when you're embarrassed. Anya is blushing at her dad, not because she likes him, but she's not embarrassed in this scene. She's blushing because she just thinks he's super cool, but not in the... Yeah, and I was like, oh, someone's been having online fights about this.
Yeah, the conversation that started with the reasonable points about yours blushing being weird turned into like people doing strange hypotheticals about, well, do you think when Anya's blushing at her dad, she wants to fuck her dad? And it's like, no one thought that. Go away. Fucking weirdos.
The internet. But yeah, it was just funny to see that out of context and be like, oh, some people have been having ridiculous fights about this thing. Yeah,
and they are. As we say, Anya's the main character. But I really do like Lloyd and yours dynamic as well, because the whole thing is that neither of them know the other one is the spy or an assassin. Although, like, obviously, both of them do very sus things. Like, Yor is just amazingly good at fighting occasionally, just all, like out of nowhere all of a sudden.
Yeah, I do feel like it's one of those things that could potentially be like, if it goes on too long without them realizing there's something up with each other, I might start to get frustrated.
I think it's like they usually work to have an explanation for why the other person is misinterpreting or not realizing what's going on.
Yeah.
So far in the manga, which is okay. Like, and also, like, it is that sort of thing where it's a pulpy sort of show. We're working in that sort of silly space.
Yeah.
And it's also, like, part of the reason that they don't realize is because both of them are concerned with keeping the other one around. So they're willing to sort of, like, overlook some of this strange behavior because it serves them.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, you think, okay, I'm the one who's hiding stuff. This person is, you know, just the innocent. So, you know, they're not the issue.
Yeah. Like, I think they played, for what could, be a really annoying sort of repetitive trope with both characters being kind of dumb. I think they have done a fair bit of work to try and make it work.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciate. One thing I will say about Yor is her co-workers kind of make me uncomfortable.
Well, aren't they supposed to?
They are. But there's just something about, like, part of the reason Yor wants to pretend to be married to Lloyd is that single women above a certain age in the country are considered suspicious and she might be dragged away. And this is first introduced when, like, her co-workers, who are other women who work in this office job, are being really...
oh, you mean this is a guys writing women's kind of thing?
Yeah. It's this thing of, like, because, like Lloyd doesn't have anything like this on his side. He has, like his boss and one offsider who's a weird little dude who, like, gets him stuff.
Squirchin'.
Yeah, whereas yours offsiders are just these, her co-workers who are just awful bitchy women. And, like, particularly there's a scene where she has to go to a party and, like, one of the particularly, what?
I'd forgotten that scene and it was so fucking stupid and funny to me.
Yeah, like, there's something about the fact that, like, she gets invited to this party where she's meant to bring a partner. And everyone's like, oh, like, all the women are like, oh, what a pathetic excuse. The partner didn't come. Of course she's single. Maybe she's a spy.
Maybe she's a spy. Maybe we should get her killed.
Yeah, like giggling about it. And then the worst lady's husband turns up and he's lovely. He's really nice.
Why is he with her?
It just makes me uncomfortable. This, like, dudes writing really, really awful women like this. It's just, it just puts me off a little bit.
The part I couldn't handle was when she grabbed the potatoes au gratin or whatever and was going to throw it on Yor. And she's like, this'll really make Yor look like shit when I throw this potatoes at her. She's going to be so embarrassed. I'm like, are you 5 years old? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. But then, like, it's followed up with her going, hey, did you know that your wife is a whore?
Oh, God.
And it's like, fuck.
Yeah, like
don't, no.
And yeah, how is everyone in that room not like, Jesus, fucking, what the fuck?
Well, it's almost like they're implying that everyone's like this.
Yeah, you know those woms.
The other part of that episode I liked was at the end. It's a panel that's been memed to death, but the bit where they're running from those smugglers and he's lost the engagement ring he was going to use. So when they say like let's get married, let's get fake married, he takes like the pin off a grenade and puts that on her finger instead.
Oh yeah,
and it was so beautifully romantically framed.
Yeah,
like the way they did it and everything. It was lovely.
It's good. Yeah, and they're running away from these like super crazy criminals who he's just like, I'm a psychiatrist and they're, you know, like sometimes you have patients that don't really, you know, they have problems, you know?
So you have to kick them in the head.
Bing, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, it's a new type of therapy where you kick them in the head and it stops the psychosis.
Okay, fine. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that level of pulpy a lot of time, and I can vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, also, the OP is really good and really cool and stylized.
Yeah.
And the music producers for the show are No Name. It's like K in a parentheses NOW name, who did the music for Dorohedoro, which was also very good. And this is like the first other big anime they've been on. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, and the OP just looks great too. Like I really love that style.
Yeah. It's so stylized. It's so good.
I think it's just like this show is just very slick. Like it's just really well executed. They're hitting all of the right notes for the most part, I think. Like it's
Yeah, hopefully they've realized this one's like worth putting all the budget and stuff into. Maybe even finish the entire season properly.
I will say I did like one bit. There's someone with a silenced gun and it shoots. I immediately recognize it as the sound of a silenced gun from GoldenEye because I guess there's only one sound effect of a silenced gun in existence.
Hell yeah.
Everyone has to use the same one. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously recommended from both of us. We like it.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, well, I guess I should start the next one since I watch so much fucking anime.
You really do.
Damn, which one do I want to talk about first? Okay, so Black Rock Shooter Dawnfall.
Oh, no.
I should get this out of the way. I mean, it's not like I expect anything Black Rock Shooter to be good, you know? Like, I'm always chasing that dream of what the OVA was kind of like, but I know that that's not actually what they want to do with the franchise.
Yeah.
They want to keep making her skimpier and more mecha-ish and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's so bad, Feen. And so it's 3D. I feel like some shots of their faces and stuff are 2D, but mostly it's really janky 3D, like really bad, and all the action is super bad. Because that was one thing that the anime had going for it, the TV anime, is, you know, like it had really impressive 3D fight scenes.
Yeah.
No, it's horrible. Everything is static as fuck, and it's just like stock explosion effects, and it looks like shit. And she's skimpier. She doesn't have her cool cloak anymore because I guess sometimes you couldn't see her skin then, and that's not acceptable. And the whole story is like the most fucking edgy teen boy idea of like a cool post-apocalyptic story starring military men. So like the main guy she ends up running around with is a guy that's like, all I do is kill and fucking kill, pew pew pew, I'm a military guy. And a lady joins that's like just really horny for her, and her whole thing is that she's like a roaming salesperson, con artist lady or something. And at one point she just like turns to Black Rock Shooter and she's like, hey, yeah, someone just posted it. Would you like to have sex with me to relax a bit? Which was so funny because like the entire show is super fucking horny, but there's just something so funny about someone asking someone else like, hey, do you want to have sex?
Well, they believe in consent. That's nice.
Well,
I know. So it's really rapey. So
the big bad guys of at least this like earlier part of the series are there's a naked man with a head that looks like a ventriloquist dummy kind of. It has like that kind of jaw and stuff.
Yeah.
And he has a retractable robo penis, and you don't see the penis, you see like the closed hatch whenever it's on screen. But so he's just a naked robot guy with a dummy head and then like a red like anime cape kind of thing. And he looks stupid as fuck. Like when you see him in the opening and he's like dramatically standing in front of his troops, it's like, this isn't cool at all. What are you doing? But the thing is, he's actually very rapey, and his evil cult is like kidnapping girls, and he's sexually assaulting them.
Wow, cool. And
I think because like I think the idea is he's trying to find like a girl strong enough to carry his evil robo child or whatever, who cares. But so I downloaded 6 episodes and I had to stop at 5 because and you know me.
I know, yeah.
But So early on, Black Rock Shooter is kind of saved by and helps these two kids, like a little boy and a little girl who look like they're like fucking 11.
Yeah.
And the girl ends up getting captured by the evil group. And episode 5 ends with it visually implied that she had just been sexually assaulted by this guy.
Cool.
And I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, Disney Plus, yes. Great Disney Plus show. Good job, Disney Plus, licensing that. Child sexual assault all over the place. Awesome. Great. It's horrible.
Yeah. The other day, I compared you in terms of your ability to watch bad anime to the dude in Chernobyl who stood on top of the reactor and just looked down into it once it was exposed.
Yeah,
except like, you just turn away and go, ooh, that's spicy. Yeah, if this is so bad that even you can't cope, this has got to be really fucking bad.
Yeah, like it was always stupid and sexual and like, oh my God, they added a new waifu girl, but she's like a kid who her outfit at first you think maybe it's okay because she's wearing like a big tabard, but then when the camera rotates you see that she's got like a string metal bikini that's like barely covered by the tabard in the front. And so she's just like walking around being all serious like, I will kill you, Black Rock Shooter, and for some reason I'm also in a metal bikini. And it's so bad. And like, especially because you find out that like the just kill and fuck soldier guy, his sad backstory is that he lost his wife and child to this cult and the child is her. So it's like, oh no, my daughter's been taken over by the cult and also a sexy anime girl now. It's woo. And it's really, and again, the show looks like shit. It's horrible. Everything's horrible. Oh, and strength. You know I love strength. You know I love strength in the OVA. She's my girl. Yeah. My fucking girl. In the show, she now has a split personality where one personality is like super, I'm gonna kill you, Black Rock Shooter, blah, I'm hyper tsundere. And the other personality is a little kid that's like, I don't like violence, I'm scared. And she keeps switching between them.
No.
And Deadmaster is now this weird biker sniper lady who just wants to kill and fuck Black Rock Shooter like you do.
Yeah.
But we love that, of course. We all wish that this anime girl would step on us, and by which I mean kill us and fuck our corpse. And so that's cool. That's a good direction for a character to be taken in.
Okay. So yeah, this is what we're doing.
So basically this show is a personal attack against me, personally. Me, Mary Cagle.
It's definitely targeting all the things that you struggle with, even amongst trash anime. Like, it looks bad, there's no good fighting, and there's awful sexual assault, edgy bullshit for no good reason.
I'm really not used to there being like actual child characters introduced and then them being sexually assaulted. Like, you usually don't, even in like super edgy anime, I don't know, it's just usually not this much. Yeah. Oh, but I discovered something that made it all make sense, Feen, just now, earlier. So you won't know what this name means, Makoto Fukami, but that's one of the series compositors and scripter guys. Right. He wrote fucking Spec Ops Asuka. It's him. It's this motherfucker. It's this piece of shit.
It all makes sense.
Right? It all makes sense now. Of course it's about kill fuck military guys and shit. Of course it is. Of course it is.
And of course it has stuff about sexually assaulting young girls.
Yeah.
Because that was in Oscar.
He's back, baby. Yeah. And he's back on his bullshit.
Fuck.
So he's my enemy.
Yeah, fair. Jesus Christ. That's another one of those guys where I'm like, how do you still get work? Who is okay? Why have the police not come?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, no one can be enjoying this because even if you love that super edgy, sexy stuff, it looks like shit.
That's the other thing.
Oh, but I will say the OP is a bop. I gotta give it that. It's a real good OP.
Well, so that's the other thing that he apparently brings to the table. Is the show will be awful and reprehensible, but the OP will be good.
Yeah. Fucking trash shows with awesome rock OPs. So heavily recommended. AC is good.
Jesus.
But yeah, so that was traumatizing. What did you watch?
Let's do something easy. So I read quite a bit of and watched a bunch of Shikimori-san is Not Just a Cutie.
Oh yeah.
Now this one, when we were talking about stuff we might watch earlier, I dismissed this one as it seeming like a weird steppy girlfriend thing. It's not that at all. So I apologize for that.
Yeah, we talked about it a bit on DG&D
yeah.
cast.
So The series is about a very, very unlucky boy who just constantly has crappy things happening to him, like, he gets hit by a falling sign, or he trips over, or, things like that.
He's got Mekon disease.
Yeah, but he has a girlfriend who is just like a fantasy badass. like she's very cute, and everyone's always commenting on the fact that she is extremely adorably super cute. But he also knows that she is incredibly capable and badass as well, because she's always protecting him from these bad things that happen to him. Like, it's based on a 4-coma, and like the first, like, I think feel like half of the manga is just he's going about how like she's cute, but people don't know that she's not always cute. And then like something bad is about to happen to him, and she saves him, and then she goes from having this really cute face to having this really lovely rendered badass face.
Oh, I see.
And then he'll say she's also cool, like, and like seriously, that's like half the manga, and it's it's pleasant, like, it's fun. This is very much a slice of life. Do not go into this expecting any plot whatsoever. It's just a bunch of kids hanging out, and it's based around these two. Now, all that being said, they're very cute together. The dynamic is fun. Like, they start off from a position of dating, so there's no will they, won't they sort of nonsense. They're just two kids who really, really like each other. As much as like it does feel a bit like it's like something written by a dude about a fantasy girlfriend. It's kind of okay.
Yeah, like it seems like a pretty inoffensive concept of a fantasy girlfriend, at least.
Yeah. The cast of side friends are kind of fun. Like, the boy has one friend who's got a fang. And there's two other girlfriends, one of whom's like a tough girl, and the other one is just a very, very mysterious girl. She's kind of fun. It's, for example, like of a bit that they have is, it's the first day of their second year, so they're both wanting to find out if they're going to be in each other's class. And the boy is like really, really like really hoping and praying that he gets into Shikimori's class so they can, sit together and stuff. But he's like openly doing it, like he's openly praying, and she's going, "Ah, that's cute." And then they end up being in the same class, and that's nice. And as he's walking away, he was sort of worried that maybe he was kind of overdoing it and being a bit of a dork, like just being so openly when she said, "You're playing it cool."
Yeah.
But then he realizes he had something of hers, and he turns back to go give it back to her, and she's currently like over on the other side of the court going, "Woo!" Like, just really excited that she gets to be in the same class as him too. So yeah. So yeah, it's just cute. It's just cute shit.
Yeah, just nice vibes.
Yeah. I mean, the extent to which she is a badass is like cartoonish. Like, they go bowling, and her girlfriends are telling her that she has to like bowl badly so that the boyfriend will think she's cute. But then, like, just before she starts, he says "ganbatte," and so she bowls a perfect game, and everyone in the bowling alley cheers.
Eat shit, girls, being like, you have to be lesser than him.
There was also a moment right at the start of the first episode where when they're establishing how the kid, nothing but bad things happen to him, like, he trips over and stuff, and then he's walking down the street and a truck is coming towards him, and I was like, oh no, it's the Sky truck. Oh shit.
Does she stop it with her bare hands?
Oh no, in that one it's just it has horrible exhaust and he coughs. Later on there's one where the window almost hits him and she pulls him out of the way.
I see.
But yeah, like, this is one of those ones where, like, yeah, this is slice of life, there's nothing going on, but it's nice vibes. The characters are pretty well executed, they're cute. It's worth at least checking one episode out if this might be your sort of thing, I think.
Yeah.
Again, nothing going on. Like, nothing going on plot-wise. Don't expect any plot. It's just a nice time.
Yeah. If you just want like a nice vibes anime to hang out with.
Yeah.
Aw, this ending style looks cute.
Yeah, the animation's nice. I do find the way their eyes are rendered slightly disturbing. They're a bit too, like, saturated with color and a bit too rendered.
Yeah, this reminds me of some of the, like, people are posting screenshots. It reminds me of some of the more uncanny, like, VTuber models where it's like, I have to make it really fancy by putting a bunch of details and bright colors in here. And then it's just like, this is a lot.
Yeah. I will say, Shikimori-san has definitely won the sort of seasonal contest for which anime gets a panel redrawn 50 billion times with different characters in it. Because there's that one moment from when she's playing volleyball and, like, she pulls her hair back and the boyfriend says, "Who's that hot guy?" And his friend says, "Dude, that's your girlfriend." Oh,
that's from Shikimori-san. Yeah, I've seen that.
It's just everywhere. I'm going to be a grumpy butt. I hate this sort of meme.
Oh, fuck.
Because, like, it is simultaneously high and low effort at the same time, in that you went to the effort of redrawing this entire thing, 3 panels worth of stuff, but you didn't put any effort into the joke.
Oh, yeah, you were salty about that one from Invincible, too, where he's like, think.
Yes, I hated that shit. Jesus Christ, that was just... It was just people putting the two characters in that position over and over again. It's the same joke over and over.
Yeah, but Feen is different when you use different characters. Now it's these characters in the scene.
The only ones I've liked is where they actually changed up the gag. Like, there's a couple I've seen. There was a Genshin one in particular. Okay, so you're only going to get this if you're Genshin people. But Ito, the Oni, and Goro, the dog boy general, it gets shipped a lot together because it's kind of a cute ship. And so it had Goro in the place of Shikimori-san pulling his hair back, and Ito saying, "Oh my god, my boyfriend's so hot," and the person next to him saying, "Dude, what are you talking about? That dude doesn't even know you." So, like, at least that was a spin on the fucking joke that works for the characters. I don't know.
Oh, is it because they get shipped a lot, but they don't know each other?
Kinda, yeah. But also, like, the way they generally ship, like, Ito was a himbo.
I see.
Yeah, so you might say something like that. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. Stop. Just please think about, if you're making one of these memes, just try to change the joke just a little bit. If it's been done to death already, please don't do it again. It's annoying for people who have to see them. That's my grumpy bum.
The more you know. Think before you meme.
Just make a new joke. The basis of humor is surprise.
You're telling them to think, aren't you? You're telling them to think.
Fuck. Someone's going to put my avatar on the fucking invincible guy.
You fool. You foolish fool.
Anyway, that was Shikimori-san. What else did you watch?
Excellent. I watched Healer Girl. I've watched 4 episodes of it so far. So I misspoke when we were talking about what we were going to watch. I said that there's 3 kinds of magic. It's that there's 3 kinds of medicine. There's Western medicine, Eastern medicine, and singing.
It's still silly.
Yeah, and so within the show, it's just treated as like singing is just this other form of medicine, and you can learn how to do it. And so, like, when the girls sing to a patient, there's magical visuals, and it's all cartoon beautiful and everything. And it's just nice. Like, it's just nice. It's a nice, like the main girls. I will say I love that they're all stylized in this way. The art is pretty good. Like, the general character art is pretty good quality. And the girls all have like a different color under hair from their over hair. Like, the main girl has red hair, but then like the under part, inside part is green. And so like their designs just pop in a really nice way. Oh, nice. And I like it. And it's all just like her going through school, learning how to be a singer healer. So it's like a mix of learning about medicine and also learning about, like, you know, proper singing technique stuff. And it feels almost like whoever wrote this happened to be interested in both things.
Okay, so yeah, the information feels authentic? Yeah,
at least like the singing stuff. And I don't know if you know, like, this person knows anything about medicine, but there's just enough detail there to feel like lived in, you know?
Oh, that's nice. So, is it a magical girl show?
No.
Okay.
There's no transformations or anything. They have uniforms that are kind of like these little choir girl uniforms, which is another thing. Like, there's no sexiness in this at all. It is very pure.
Oh, that's nice.
In a good way. And my main complaint with it would just be that it feels a little basic so far.
Okay.
Like, you know, something will happen. It's like, maybe we can't sing right to help this person, and then they'll sing right to help the person. And, you know, like, I'm having a good time. I'm vibing, but I don't know if anything super exciting is going to happen or whatnot. It's just kind of, you know, you're just kind of going like, nice vibes.
Okay.
Oh, that one girl with the white hair is like the rival girl. And so she's like, I'm going to learn to sing heel way better than you. You're never going to sing heel as good as me. Meh.
Good shit.
And what's cute is, like, every once in a while the show kind of becomes a musical. Like, especially in this episode where they end up doing this track meet against rival girl. They've been practicing so much that they're just kind of like singing everything they say. And it's really fucking cute.
That's cute. Okay.
I don't know. If you just want to watch something like kind of cute and poppy and good vibes, I'd recommend it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, Blue Sing is kind of implied that the blonde girl has a crush on their mentor. It's very, very heavily implied. Like, I mean, it's pretty clear. Like, she's very gay for the mentor, and sometimes it approaches that kind of, like, you're going way too far and you're becoming kind of predatory lesbian about this, but I don't mind it too much. It's like stupid, whatever.
Okay. I guess, yeah, like, you could probably trust this show to not get totally weird about it if it's particularly not horny.
It's just kind of cartoony about it, you know, like they see her sleeping and it's like, oh, she's so cute sleeping, and then she wants to take pictures of her, so it's, you know, like, it's like a little much, but then it's like, But yeah, the characters are all like cute and innocent enough that I'm like, okay, whatever, it's fine, you know, it's fine. And I like the short white hair girl who's like the third girl, and part of their stuff is like they have to draw the images that come up when they're singing, because those are like diegetic, like all this like metaphorical imagery that happens that's all magical. And she's the one that's really good at like drawing that stuff. Okay. I don't know why they need to. I don't know how that factors into how they sing, but it makes me like her, and she's cute.
Also, I'm pointing out that we're living in a golden age of characters who can draw really good. Like Miles Morales, the girl from Turning Red. Just lots of characters who are really good at drawing at the minute.
Yeah, it's very funny how like when you draw characters drawing, those characters end up drawing very well. It's very mysterious. But yeah, so I like it.
Yeah, worth a watch. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I watched, on the recommendation of a couple people on the YouTube channel, I watched Birdie Wing, Girls Golf Game. Now, I didn't really know a ton about this going in, other than I was told it was quite gay. So I was like, okay. But so the very first thing I actually saw when I went to play it was the episode description of the first episode. Let me read this to you, Cube. Eve is an underground golfer who supports poor street orphans with the money she makes from illegal golfing matches.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, what makes them illegal? Are they like danger? Are they death games?
No, they're not death games.
They're just not sanctioned by the national sanctioning body of golf.
Golf, I guess, yeah. So
yeah, because the way this is described sounds a lot like Keijo, that like butt fight anime, but without the butt fights.
I don't know Keijo, so I can't really speak to that comparison.
Fair.
Now, I wasn't through most of this first episode. I wasn't totally sold on it because, especially at the start, it just seemed so silly. Like the show opens with a pro touring match, and you're watching this golfer who apparently had a career-ending leg injury, but she's playing really well. And then you go to a mansion, and this golfer is standing in front of herself, who's sitting down with a bandaged leg. And the golfer we've seen playing pulls off her mask, her full face mask, and it's Yang. Yang's here. This is the thing. Yang is in this anime. It's just Yang.
Oh, it just looks so much like Yang that you have to think of her as Yang.
Well, hang on. I should have done this before. I'll dig up a picture. Just 1 second. So here's Yang.
Oh, hey Yang.
Yang's in the golf anime. So yeah, Yang is a mercenary golfer for hire. She will do jobs like this, where like she was pretending to be this woman, so this other golfer lady who could maintain her seed in the pro matches.
She got fucking cowboy boots. She's ready to ride.
She goes home to a bar she lives in where her and Ilya, because Ilya's her caddy.
Wait, is this actually Ilya, or does she just look like the character Ilya from Fate?
She had no. Ilya as in Ilya from Ruby. Ilya's in this one as well.
What show?
A shorter, redheaded, freckled girl. She doesn't have chameleon powers, but yeah, so Ilya's there. She's a caddy.
God, this is pathetic, Phoenix. It's like all you can think about is Ruby.
So anyway, she lives in a bar where they support orphans who they've taken off the streets of whatever
orphan bar.
Yeah, but whatever vaguely European country this is, it's really not very clear. But then she gets a call, and she's being offered an underground golf betting thing tonight. 1 hole only. So they go to an industrial park that for some reason has like a green, like a putting green and a like 1 hole in it.
Hell yeah.
So she's playing up against some dude that she's beaten before. The idea is that you turn up with money and you can either play golf against her or you can have someone play golf against her. She's known in the underground as Rainbow Bullet.
Fuck yeah.
As she's like lining up to take her shots, first she lets Ilya take a shot first, and Ilya drives and it's terrible. Like it only goes like 70 yards.
This girl doesn't look that much like Ilya to me. I think you're Ruby brain poisoned.
Look. She's a Genki weird little weirdo who like looks after an oppressed class. So, you know.
I'm shaking my head.
Anyway. So yeah, like she's on the green, but she's using her driver still, which is really silly. But you know, then as she's about to hit the ball, she has a flashback to a teacher with a deep voice who is talking about how like it's all about loading a gun and pulling the trigger, and she takes a shot and it flies through the gap in between 2 carriages on a freight train, and it lands right next to the hole, and she's won.
Hell yeah!
And yeah, she makes a lot of money.
So how gay is it?
Well, I'm getting to that. So the next day she's at a professional golf course, and some other person that wanted to play against her has brought like a very Ojo-sama sort of young lady, and she golfs against them. She beats this girl too, and the girl gives up because she doesn't want to keep playing because like this is one of the things they say about the Rainbow Bullet is that she's just so good at golf that she crushes her opponent's dreams and will. And they just never want to play golf ever again because she's just that fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you meet a really good artist that's like 20 and you're like, I could quit forever.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's meant to be 15, I think.
Oh my god, anime.
Yeah, which no,
anime.
But yeah, like her whole thing is that she plays with brute strength. So like this hole had a tree right in the middle, and you have to like go around the tree, and it's risky. She just hits the ball straight at the tree, and she hits the ball so hard that it hits one of the branches, and the branch just goes flying, and the ball keeps going straight.
Oh yeah,
because she's just that powerful. She's just that like she has golf magic powers essentially.
I was wondering how heavy they go with the golf magic powers.
It's pretty golf magic powers.
Excellent.
So like she's trying to earn money because essentially they're trying to save the rec center. They need more money, or something's going to happen to the bar, and those kids will go back in the street. Blah blah blah. But anyway, as the Ojo-sama girl's walking away, this other girl walks up. She's called Aoi, and she is a Japanese prodigy who is the daughter of some blonde golfer lady who has like fucking incredible BDE. And some other famous golfer dude who's dead. So she's got a dead dad, but she's the daughter of two incredible golfers. So she's amazing. Where Yang has a little wing on her ball, Aoi has like Pac-Man. It's a little Pac-Man on her ball, and she calls her balls Pac-kun, which is kind of cute.
What? That's infringement.
But yeah, she's slightly better than Yang, and this is the first time Yang's met anyone who's even slightly better than her. Her whole thing is that she just loves golf so much. She loves golf so much that she's always smiling. She's never phased, and her smile and how much she enjoys golf will crush her opponents' will and their dreams.
But will she still be able to love golf once she learns the true evil world of illegal gambling golf that lurks beneath the surface?
No, she doesn't know anything about that. That's Yang's deal.
Is she not going to learn about that?
She's known as the innocent tyrant. So as I was saying, at first I wasn't sold on this because it was just so silly. But by the time I got to the end of the first episode, it was so silly and so joyously silly that I was just kind of getting into it.
Hella.
And then after like it becomes clear that this Japanese prodigy is almost as good is almost good or possibly better than Yang, they face off against each other. And they just speak about how they respect each other so much, and they're so amazed by each other's golfing skills. And they're just like Aoi sees Yang drive a ball for the first time, and like suddenly sakura blossoms are flowing everywhere and stuff. And they keep talking about the beauty of each other's golfing skills. And I was like, okay. This is Claudine and Tendo Maya. This is the gay energy we're working with.
That rivalry gaze?
Yeah, the rivalry gaze.
Yum, 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 yum.
And this is the thing. I don't think it's ever going to get gay. I don't think they're ever going to actually get on a date or fucking whatever. But that's the energy, and the energy is quite good.
Yeah, there is no heterosexual explanation for this genre.
But it's just one of those things where they really make a point of the amount those two respect each other and just love playing each other and stuff. But they keep emphasizing it's about the golf. It's not gay. It's about the golf. But obviously, it's gay.
I respect him.
So what's going on is that Aoi is in this vague European country because there's a big under-15s golf tournament on, and this is going to be her debut. And she plays like a hole with Yang, and she beats Yang by a stroke, but Yang got very, very close. And so as recompense for winning, Aoi says, I want to play an entire round with you. And so Yang's like, well, fuck, I've got to get into this tournament. So in order to get into the tournament, she goes and visits a lady with light long hair who's dressed in black, who seems to run some sort of underground criminal organization.
Maybe not even entirely golf-based.
Oh, no, it's all entirely golf-based. Like, she gets in contact with the boss by going to someone who's, like, doing the 3-card Monty equivalent of golf on the street. They're just underneath a bridge in the middle of a dirty city. There's just, like, a little putting green set up that has, like, magnets and shit, so it scams people. But, of course, she turns up and beats it and then says, I want to speak to the boss. It's just, I love, golf is so central to this world. Like, everything is about golf.
That's awesome. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh, but golf.
Yeah, basically.
This pleases me.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep watching this because it just is so fucking stupid.
Fuck yeah.
It's stupid and it has good gay rival energy, and yeah, it's fun.
I feel like this is something you specifically could use, especially right now. Just like something that's like so stupid and gay. And it's like, yeah.
Possibly, yeah. Like I said, I don't think it's ever going to actually be gay. I don't think you're ever going to get actual rep out of this.
Yeah.
We've said before, Claudine and Tendo Maya, that's like genuinely gay. Like that is, they don't kiss, but like there's no other way to read what happens in that anime. I don't think there's going to be anything like that in this. But it's still, but the energy is good. The energy is nice.
Yeah.
And that's worth watching it for.
The sliding scale of not quite gays. It's a complex world.
I will say there is something, one weird thing I did notice about this one was that early on when you're looking at these sweeping shots of these golf courses, it's very 3D, like really noticeably, like just big, 3D people walking around, 3D sort of sweeping shots of golf that have, run at too high of a frame rate.
Yeah.
But then, like, a scene later, there's a shot of a jumbo jet landing, and the jet is very, very clearly like slightly janky 2D. And I was just looking at that going, huh.
Why didn't you 3D this shit?
Yeah, that's like really complicated vehicles like planes are the things that, like, back in the day before 3D, only very few anime could pull off. You needed, like, to spend a lot of time and have really talented animators.
But then it looks so fucking good. Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah, but when they look good, they look fucking amazing. There's a couple of, like, the sort of, jet or, as Cube would say, triangle animations.
Oh, these look, when you draw the triangles well enough, I appreciate those flying triangles.
But yeah, like the ones where it was like jet fighter porn, basically, because they were just so well drawn.
Yeah, look at all those dials, cha-chunk, cha-chunk.
Yeah, and then like we are watching the gear, the suspension going as the thing lands, and it's just like the flaps and
hella.
It's all that cool shit. Like in the same way that like overdoing guns sometimes kind of works, and with that same mechanical appeal.
Yeah. But this isn't that. This was just a janky 2D.
No, this is what it looked like most of the time, where it was just like janky 2D, and you understand why they started doing that in 3D because it's just so much fucking easier and it looks a lot better. But but like, why? You're already using 3D. Why did you 2D animate this plane? Anyway, that was just weird.
Just didn't happen to have a plane on hand.
Yeah, but yeah, it's extremely silly. I think it's potentially worth checking out. Oh, by the way, the other thing about like the two of them respecting each other is that they both have names for their shots, their magical golf shots. Mm-hmm. Like they yell them out whenever they hit them. So
of course,
the respect might just be like, finally, I have found someone else who also has magic golf powers.
It's hard to compete with that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Birdie Wing. Yeah, worth a look. It's very silly. I enjoy it a lot. All right.
Excellent.
Yeah. What else do you watch?
All right. So Summertime Render. So this show actually looks kind of nice and like professionally put together and everything. It's by Studio OLM. Apparently it's the other thing that was licensed by Disney in Japan along with fucking Black Rock Shooter. And it's definitely way better than the fucking Black Rock Shooter show.
Okay.
But it's very Higurashi no Nakukoro ni. It feels like you got a looping protagonist, time looping, everybody in the little town in the summer with the cicadas is dying. They have a special little town ceremony that's very a key time point and where people send things floating just like in Higurashi. It feels very Higurashi inspired.
Okay. But is it well executed?
Yeah, so here's the thing. It is kind of interesting so far because, I mean, to an extent, it's like another one of these, like Looping Death thing. And the main guy is like so smart and all the girls have a crush on him secretly and he's going to solve the case. But I like that the death thing that they're dealing with is that there's some kind of being that can kind of like take a snapshot of people and then make a doppelganger of them. And then the doppelganger will kill the person and like take its place. So he's trying to like figure out what's going on and, who's the original doppelganger, what are they doing? But the episode that I got to, episode 4, they finally make a copy of him. And the copy of him is kind of able to see his memories that he's time looping. So it seems like there's going to start being this problem where like if they can ever make copies of him, they'll know what he's learning. And like it's going to become more and more of an issue. And he's like, and so it seems like there's a few mechanics going on that are, and it's like, why does it work like a snapshot thing? That's kind of curious. Are they in a digital realm? I don't know. I kind of want to find out.
So they're actually doing interesting things with the mechanics.
Yeah, the whole like initial time loop thing with him is very basic. Every time he wakes up at first, he wakes up into this woman's boobs and you see the boobs and he's in the boobs and then she slaps him because women in anime can never understand when you accidentally touch a boob. They always assume you did an accident on purpose.
It's like the anime version of the way Tom Cruise wakes up in Edge of Tomorrow. You're still getting hit, but for a stupider reason.
I really like that movie. It's a fun movie.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
It's a go movie. Oh, also, a lot of it is centered around the fact that he came back to this small town because the girl that he had a crush on, who was also, of course, the sister adoptive of him, because, brothers and sisters, when they're adoptive, they all have crushes on each other. And her younger sister also has a crush on him. So both of his sisters, of course, crush on him. It's fine. They're adoptive. Don't worry about it.
Go away.
So now that the younger...
Go away, anime. Go away. Live slow.
there's several panty shots, and I think it's the kind of thing where, you know, like they front load it a lot, because anime seems to do that a lot, where it's like, we're really worried you're gonna fall off on the first episode. Look, panties, wow, we can't stop now. What if you see the panties again? You won't. But her panties are like white and teal striped, Feen, and I'm like, this basic bitch. Why is it always with the white and teal stripes?
I saw you tweeting about this.
I don't understand why every anime girl has to have the same underwear pattern. It doesn't make any sense.
It's like old Looney Tunes cartoons and everyone has boxer shorts with hearts on them.
Yeah, but see, someone posted this thing that was a gag from K-On! Look, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's always with the white and blue stripes. I don't understand. But there's like a whole, like a scene that you see multiple times where she's like going too fast in her bicycle and she falls into the water, but there's always the panty shot there. And it's annoying, and it's like, fucking, who's excited still by this?
It's a trope. It's just a silly trope. That's annoying.
Yeah, and it feels very much like, apparently it's based on a manga that just finished last year, so at least it should have like a finished story, but I fully expect to be disappointed by the end. But I think I might keep up with it just for shits in the meantime.
Okay. Worth checking out?
Yeah, if you just want like I guess if you're just like, you know, you like Higurashi and stuff, and you're just like, I want something to put on maybe while I'm doing other things where characters get stabbed every once in a while and someone has to solve a mystery. You want it,
Eddie, Sketch Eddie, if you're listening, I know you watched the last Higurashi.
Oh yeah, hey, you want to watch this knockoff Higurashi that looks more like a generic anime, but is pretty well drawn, I guess. It's fine. Oh, what's also funny is the main character guy. He has like one normal human blue eye and one like really shiny anime blue eye, and I think in like episode 3 he suddenly looks in a mirror and finally notices it, and it's like, wait, you've had this like really fancy special magical anime eye this whole time and you just didn't notice? You didn't notice your shiny fancy anime eye? What the fuck? And he just noticed it so far, and he isn't asking too many questions about it, but that makes me wonder if like somehow he has some of the power of one of the doppelganger things. I don't know. Ooh.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a little curious to see how it comes together. If it comes together decently at all, probably not.
But there's intriguing thing happening. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's enough to keep me watching in a casual way. Like, let's see where this goes.
So the last thing I watched was a few episodes of your boy Kongming.
Yeah, I was supposed to watch some of this, but I didn't get around to it. I was too busy watching other trash.
Okay, so if you've played Fate Go, if you know Fate.
Of course, that's my main touchstone for Chinese names.
Well, it's a touchstone for this particular character, Shui Yang.
Oh, the guy that possesses Waver?
Yeah. Zhuge Yang, who is a famous tactician from the Three Kingdoms.
I know all about this guy now.
Like, the thing
Based on his portrayal as a guy possessing Waver, I know everything about this historical figure.
Even though, like, there is nothing about him present in Fate Go. Like, it's just Waver.
It's horseshit.
So the actual person, Shui Yang, was a tactician from the Three Kingdoms period in China, a very famous one. He pops up a lot in like sort of stories, and there's all this stuff about him. What this anime is he.
I'm sure it's also a very accurate portrayal of his historical character.
You would be surprised.
Ooh.
Because this is kind of a reverse isekai. So yeah, Shui Yang. Now this is the other thing. His Chinese courtesy name is Kongming, right?
Okay.
But in Japanese, he's known as Kume. So in the anime, you hear them saying Kume. It's always translated in the English subs to Kongming.
Yeah, so you're always like, where's it?
It's a little confusing, but like it's basically it's a thing of like only Japanese people would refer to him as Kume. In most other places, he would be called Kongming.
Yeah, because that's how they read the characters and whatnot.
Yeah. But, so it kind of makes sense, but it's also weird, basically. Anyway.
Yeah, but so he's entirely historically accurate.
Kinda, yeah. He's an old man at the end of his life in the Three Kingdoms period. And as he's dying, he's thinking that, you know, my entire life has been war. In my next life, I just want to live in a period without war.
A DJ or something based on the OP?
No, not quite. And he wakes up and he's in Shibuya on Halloween. So it's all this noise everywhere. There's all these weird buildings, all these people in funny costumes. And he's like, oh, I went to hell. Okay. All right, that's fair.
Oh, yeah. It's a demon procession.
Yeah. So because like there's these two people who turn up and recognize that he's dressed as Kongming.
Oh, of course.
They're like, oh, that's an awesome costume. And they just start feeding him booze. And he's like, ah, yes, these are demons. This is a trial of hell. Well, I will accept my punishment. And he sort of just, you know, gets taken to a club. He hates the club music. But then at this club, there is a singer who's dressed like an oni. She's got little horns and bow in the back and stuff.
Is Hat Girl?
It's the sad girl. It's Echo, and her voice is.
I said Hat Girl.
Hat Girl.
From the OP.
Yeah. She's also a sad girl.
Okay. She doesn't look sad in the OP. She looks like she's bopping.
There's a mix. But anyway, yeah, she sings, and he hears her voice, and is like, "This is amazing." This is the first time I've ever heard anything like this. So he goes and talks to her after the gig. It turns out she's a singer who's trying to become get a contract and become famous, but she's having no luck with auditions or anything like that. And she's only got like 200 followers on Pinstagram, so she's not doing that well.
Is he going to use his tactics to help her break into the music world?
He is going to become her tactician and use his wisdom, knowledge from his period to help her by being her manager / tactician.
Fuck yeah. That's stupid as hell. I like it.
So, he says hello to her first and that I really loved your singing. And she's like, oh, that's nice. But he also, obviously he knows he's Kongming. And everyone's just like, oh, you're a bit strange. Anyway, the next morning she finds him drunk in an alley and she takes him home because he'll probably, it's very cold and he might freeze to death if he just stays there.
Yeah.
They hang out at the house. He spends a bit of time catching up on where the fuck he is and what's happened to him. That he's not in hell. He's actually in the future. So they decide to hang out. She offers to help him get a job. Luckily, her boss at the bar she works at, where she also sings, is like a giant Three Kingdoms period history nerd.
Oh, how convenient.
So he's asking Kongming all these questions that he would know the answers to about certain battles and stuff. And
so he believes him.
There's this weird thing where he doesn't seem to believe that he actually is the dude. But he's like, you're enough like the dude. This is cool. I want to keep you around.
I respect your game.
So he makes him a bartender. He's very good at that. And yeah, there's a whole thing about at the end of the episode, the boss is very protective of Eiko. He's saying she would do better if she managed to get a contract, but this club isn't known for singers. She's not getting much publicity here. I want to see her do well. If you're going to be a manager, if you're going to try and help her, don't you ever betray her because I'll fucking kill you. Kongming's like, no, I know. So he has a conversation with her that night, and she's saying how she got into singing because when she was a kid, she had really serious issues with depression. She tried to kill herself, but the boss saved her.
Dang.
And then she got into music after seeing this American singer, and it's writing songs and stuff has sort of helped her and but she's thinking of giving up.
You just mean that it was a singer from America. I thought you were naming a show it was supposed to be America's Got Talent or something, but it's called This America Singer.
It was a singer. It was a singer from America. Yeah. There is this bit where he spent 4 hours. It turns out he spent 4 hours asking her about stuff, and at one point he gets to, what is the blockchain? She's like, no more, I don't want to answer any more questions.
Good luck, fucker.
And he's like, but look, I have a wiki page. It talks about me. I'm on Wikipedia. It's very cute.
Aww.
And she's saying that she's thinking of giving up, and he's like, as a scholar, I must assist those who have ambition, and you have ambition. I'm going to become your tactician. I'm going to make sure you succeed, and it's
hell yeah,
and it's cute. Yeah. The second episode is about Echo gets a offer from another musician, a very popular one, to perform at a club where she's performing. But it turns out it's kind of a scam. It's this club where there's 3 stages on 3 different levels of the club, and they've all got their own bars and stuff. This other singer, Mai, I can't remember. She got Eiko in because Eiko is not popular, and her stage will be deserted, which will make her stage look better.
Oh, that's what you think, bitch.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Kongming immediately understands what the tactic is, and then he's like, "This is a foolish tactic." And earlier on, again, if you played Fate Go, early on in the episode, the boss and asks Kongming about the Stone Sentinel Maze, which is Waver's MP in the game, which was this thing that Kongming apparently did. It was they managed to lose in a pursuing army in this maze of valleys and stuff by confusing them and disorienting them with the layout.
I never actually thought about what that NP was supposed to be. Yeah. It's just a big block. It's a blockchain.
In fact, it doesn't make any sense. So what Kongming does is he applies the Stone Sentinel Maze to the club by arranging things in the room strangely. He has these bars laid out in a weird way. He's pulling people down from Mai's floor, and then with the offer of a free drink. And then they try to go back upstairs, but because he's got men in uniforms that keep switching positions and everything's laid out weird and the room's full of smoke, they keep just ending up walking to a bathroom. But they stay there long enough to hear Eiko sing, and they're like, oh, she's really fucking good. And they hang out and watch Eiko instead. So he uses tactics to assist Eiko. It's really fucking good. The whole thing is very cute. The animation is nice. The OP is great.
Yeah, I've seen the OP and it pleases me.
Yeah, there's all this cool dancing. The show's quite good at gags in general, I think. There is a fucking great line from there's an actual singer who's Eiko's singing voice. There's a line in the OP that I really liked. This is obviously an awkward translation, but it's just generally a song about partying tonight and stuff. One of the lines is, "A perfect society where the stupider you act, the greater the high." I love that line. I love that line as a life philosophy. Like, just be dumb. Be a dumb idiot. It's more fun.
VTubing. Wait, that is a Yume Nikki sweater. What the fuck? Phoenix, this won't mean anything to you, but yeah, in this part of the OP, she's wearing a fucking Yume Nikki sweater. Look at that.
She wears that to the gig at the club.
Very mysterious.
But yeah, it's fun. It's very silly. Obviously, it's very silly. They have a nice dynamic. Kongming is really nicely played. You can totally read this as a Fate side story because he is kind of like a servant. If you think about it.
Yeah, it does sound like that. Like, I've summoned a very powerful person who's like a cartoonish version of what they were in real life.
Yeah. And yeah, there's a dude that looks like Waver too.
Oh my god!
You know, I think Kongming actually kind of references the Fate connection in some ways because there's one of the promo shots. This doesn't happen in the anime. This was just a promo shot. And Cube, does this remind you of anything?
All right, let me take a look. What the? I will be your sword. Yeah. This is very purposeful.
Yeah, I ask of you, are you my general?
Yeah. Yeah, for people who, are just listening to the podcast version, it's that shot, the famous shot of Saber coming to Shiro in the shed, but it's him reaching down to her with her guitar. It's totally yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Excellent.
But yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. It is definitely worth a watch. The only thing I found strange or like a little bit off about it was there's a couple of times when, not on the OP is very well done, but in the show, sometimes when you see people dancing on stage, or there's one point where Eiko's playing a song in her bedroom for Kongming, the animation is a bit jank.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been overly rotoscoped in a way that doesn't quite work. You know when that happens sometimes?
I noticed that like a little bit in some of the opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like sometimes, especially for these like musical dancing kind of things, they're relying a lot on heavy rotoscoping lately.
Yeah. And like in the OP, I think it's okay. There's points in the anime itself where, particularly in the pilot, where it's a bit rough. Like particularly the one where Eiko's singing in the bedroom in particular, she's just moving around way too much for someone playing a guitar and singing.
Yeah,
it's just it's a bit weird.
Yeah, that's a really interesting effect because it's like you can tell and it's hard to describe. But it's like that's rotoscoped.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Cube. No, you should definitely watch this. I think you would get a kick out of this one.
Shit, yeah, I might have to. Oh no, good anime.
watch some good anime, please, for God's sake.
Oh, I guess.
Also, yeah, listen, go check out the OP song. The OP's like, if you haven't already heard it, it's fucking good. Like it's a bop.
Yeah, it's based on this like very well known, what is it, fucking like Polish or something song that's very popular, and yeah, it's really good. It's just like chitty.
Yeah.
Hungarian.
I think. Look, the Eastern Europeans, they do good fucking EDM.
Yeah.
Like they have forever, for like the last 40 years. They've been banging out. What was that fucking song with the kid, the meme from like decades ago? The Maya He, Maya Hu, Maya Ha. That was some Eastern European fucking EDM.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah,
it's good shit.
It's joyous shit, and they're really good at it. Anyway.
So what's not joyous is Tomodachi Game. I watched 5 episodes of this.
No.
What surprised me is that it feels very derivative, but it's actually from 2013. So I guess it was ahead of a lot of the stuff like Squid Game or whatnot.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be a death game because a lot of the framing and stuff makes it look like a death game, but it's not. It's like a gambling thing, kind of like Kaiji, where they're racking up debt, but it doesn't work and is stupid and bad, but in a kind of funny way because it feels like someone who read Death Note and was like, yeah, I love how all these characters are like talking endlessly internally about all their machinations. What if I applied this to friendship? And so there's these 5 friends, and you get like a 1-second introduction to each of them. It's like, this is the nerd one, this is the girl one, this is the secondary girl one, this is the main character, this one's the rich boy. And it shows like an entire screen of information about them for like 1 second, and then it just moves on to the next one. Like, who fucking cares who these kids are? It doesn't fucking matter. They got kidnapped. They have to play the Tomodachi Game. And the Tomodachi Game is... So you start and you're like a lot of money in debt and you have to like win money through playing the games. But, like, there's so many rules and so many things that can win or lose you money that I can't fucking keep track of what the fuck is happening and who's, like, they'll keep having this, like, oh, he figured out something that's the smartest thing anyone's ever done. He got 20% taken off of his debt and 10% added onto them and them's debt. Wow. And it's just like, this sucks.
But like, you don't know how it happened, that kind of thing?
Well, I mean, you can figure out how it happened, but it's hard to really, like, grasp how big of a deal it is, or like nothing really feels like it matters that much because you're just adding and subtracting percentages of numbers from your number. And then it's like, so these kids just got kidnapped and told they had all this debt and had to win it off. But then it's like, so what if you win and escape, but you're more in debt? Who's going to collect on that? Who's going to enforce the debt? It can't be legally binding. None of the kids ever bring this up. They're just like, damn, I guess I'm 20,000 million yen in debt now. That sucks. I guess I have to play the Tomodachi game so I'm not so much in debt now. And the thing is that it's all framed around friendship, and every time someone like makes a choice in their dumb games they're playing, it cuts to these two anime women who are like watching them on screens. I guess they're the ones behind the screens controlling the games, or at least they're mid-level managers or something. Sure. And they'll keep explaining things with how they go down in a way that's like trying to make it sound very deep and smart, but is actually just showing that you're a mental child writing this. It'll be like, unlike romance, friendships are always conditional. Friendships are much more transactional than romantic partnerships. That's just true, and I'm smart for saying so. And stuff like that.
God.
Yeah, someone posted a picture. There's like the younger pigtails one and the older booby short hair smart girl. And so the short hair smart girl will say something like that, and then the younger girl will be like, wow, that's really smart. I didn't think of that. You're really smart. And also the writer's really smart for saying it.
I love any show where the one character is clearly the writer's mouthpiece and the other characters say, wow, you're smart. It's such good shit.
Yeah, and it has to like be recursory in this case because the main character guy keeps pulling, his sick moves, his sick tricks. And then the short hair lady has to comment on what a sick trick it was. And then, so she's appreciating what a sick trick it was. And then the pigtail girl's like, wow, now I also understand and appreciate what a sick trick it was. Like, the first episode is him, like, they're playing some kind of game where it's, like, kind of the Ouija board equivalent with a coin. And he's like, I figured out that I'm going to break this system wide open. And so he does an evil slasher smile and says, what color are this other character's panties? End of episode. Because one of the rules was like your debt will be doubled if you talk out of turn. And so he realized that someone wanted one of the other characters to have the most debt. And if you win the game, if you end this game with the most debt going on to the next game, your debt will be doubled, the other people's debt will be halved. But if you talk, then your debt is double halved and half double. And on the card, it says a special secret rule each time where if you do another thing, your debt will be double half doubled. And it's fucking, I can't stand it. And they just keep talking about like, wow, this main character is a real sick, freak, crazy guy. He's got it all figured out.
God.
And I'm like, why did you call this Tomodachi Game? Are any of these people worried about Tomodachis? I don't think they know shit about a Tomodachis.
So and Fortis in the chat just said, this Jackbox game fucking sucks.
Yeah. And like by the second game, it's like a game where you have to write secrets about each other, dirty secrets. And oh my God, Feen, I need you to appreciate. So they're on a rooftop, and in the sky is like Nico Doga comments that are like commenting on everything.
Sure.
And they call it like, that's the God comments. They'll feel different ways about you depending on, you have to write secrets about each other in the bad secret box. You got to badmouth each other. And depending on how much you badmouth each other, the God comments will decide how much you move forward on the board game that's on the roof. And each of the board game panels can add or subtract from your monies. But if you get to the end, you lose. So, and the worse that people talk about you, the God comments decide how far you move. And there's like 7 other rules. And like there's all these really complicated rules and add and subtract, but in the end it's like, but then the thing in the sky will decide if you lose or not. And so it's like, great, it's a really, really clever game. It's amazing. And then you find out that like one of the characters is just like evil smile, constantly sick fucker who's trying to ruin the girl's relationship with all the other characters so that she will be only his and have to pay for some weird slight that she did in the past, baby. And so it's like, none of you should be friends. Fuck all the, I don't care about this friendship being maintained. You're all fucking insane.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you have characters like this where it's like, if they're all just assholes and crazy, then it's hard to care about these people because they're not people.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And like one of the bad mouths got me really annoyed because the bad mouth was against the secondary girl is the short-haired girl with big boobs who's like shy, but the evil mascot character keeps calling her erotic or whatever because haha, isn't it so funny that she's shy but we're calling her sexy and sexualizing her. And then one of the secrets that's revealed about her is that she did paid dating in middle school. And so then, of course, it becomes like, no, none of of course, this will ruin her. All the friends will hate her. But the main guy, he forgives her. And the short hair boob lady conveniently explains, aha, if he can forgive her for this dirtiness in her past, then that must be because he himself has done some fucked up shit in his past. That's the only way you can have empathy for people who had to do sex work because of horrible bullying and stuff they went through. And it's just so misogynistic and annoying in just like a really annoying way.
Yeah, that's
and I hate it.
That's shit.
Yeah, and of course, like the God comments all agree, yes, we must kick her off the ledge because she did some sex work. Oh, but also, because the show's so fucking cowardly and she still has to be a person that you can be horny for, she is very insistent that they got this close to having sex, but she never actually had sex in her sex work. It's okay, she's still a virgin, you can still be horny for her. She is still clean for you.
Okay, so this is just all general gross anime bullshit, and I'm hearing. That's what I'm generally hearing.
Yeah, and it's just like shittily animated and stuff. But I kept watching it for 5 episodes, you know, like on the side doing other things, just because I was like, oh really, you're really doing this? Oh really, you're doing this? Oh really, you're doing this?
Yeah. This is more the level of trash you can deal with, I think.
Yeah, because like the stupid mascot who's supposed to be creepy because, you know, he's a cartoon character and isn't that creepy. Yeah. Like he'll keep making slasher bloody face smiles and then be like, if this happens, your debt will increase by 20%. And it's like, that's not quite the same when you aren't saying, you know, that you're going to be killing someone, especially because they're teens. They don't have fully formed long-term thinking yet. If they're going to fucking go crazy for this 20% increase in debt. It's so stupid.
It sounds really bad.
And apparently this guy went on to make a bunch of other manga in a similar vein. Like this next one was called Death Tube or like Dead Tube.
Death
and
Tube.
It's a killing game, but on YouTube.
I thought it was just like you get in a tube and then you die.
Got him. No, it's Dead Tube. Death came on the internet's videos.
Okay.
So yeah, it's dumb as fuck, bad, wouldn't recommend, pretty good OP.
Keeps happening. Okay, well that's a bunch of anime we watched. There's some good stuff in there. Yeah, so in terms of, you know, like I want to keep watching Spy Family, I'll probably keep watching Summertime Render out of curiosity, keep watching Healer Girl, I want to watch maybe, you know, the Kongming and Birdie. Yeah, I'm going to keep watching most of the things I checked out. I don't know if I'm going to keep watching Shikimori just because, you know, I only have so much time and
you get the idea.
I get the idea. Maybe later on if I want a nice fun like quiet watch, but otherwise it's like, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, everything I watched I would probably keep watching.
Yeah. I'll probably check back in with BRS Dawnfall just to see if it's worth like talking about, you know, because like there is some crazy stuff in there that seems like it might end up being like funny to talk about, but that shot of the little girl character I just had to had to buy.
Don't subject yourself to this if you don't need to.
Yeah, but I mean like I won't deny that I might get curious later and have to see where it went and what the fuck it was doing, because also there's like the sex does come up a lot. And there was this part where there were these drones for the enemies that were these flying cube sperms. Like it's like a cube with like a big spermy tail. And I kept being like, no, Mary, don't think it looks like sperm. It's probably not purposefully sperm. You always assume that they're making sperm on purpose. But now I don't know, Feen, because they keep bringing up sex, and sex is like a really big part of it and stuff. And I don't know, I think maybe they're sperms on purpose.
What was the other anime you watched that had the OP, the ED that had lots of flying sperm?
Magical Girl Sight. And yeah, that did end up being actually about sperm.
Yeah.
So maybe I can correctly read spermies.
Now when you... the other thing I was going to ask was when you talk about janky animation, are we talking X-arm levels of jank?
Not quite X-arm levels,
okay.
But in a way that's like this, that just makes it less joyous.
Yeah, it's not quite as fun because it's not so completely broken.
Yeah, like the characters do move generally maybe how you would expect them to on screen.
Yeah.
Oh, someone brought up the PSP game. This is closer to the PSP game than it is. But no, I don't think it's based on the game. Someone said that they think it's based on the game. I don't think so. Because it has some of the general vibe of like post-apocalyptic. There's like robot, alien-ish kind of visual things.
Yeah.
But the stories don't line up at all. And I think it's just because those are other things that like kind of show up in Fuke's art. Like he likes to draw big military guys in armor and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think they're completely disconnected. They just have more in common than the magical girl dream realm version that I actually wanted.
It really is. It almost seems like a fluke now that we got that OVA.
Oh yeah,
because like these sort of things do seem more like it makes sense for the art that he does and like the general vibe of his stuff. That we ever got this thing that was about friendship, but also had like awesome anime fights in this weird post-apocalyptic dreamscape.
I think it's partly because of the Miku song.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because the Miku song, wasn't like that. The Miku song was like Black Rock Shooter, like where'd you go? And it's all like hopeful and anime and stuff. And so I think the OVA was going off that vibe because that's what got so many people into that character.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But now it's like all the bullshit that they really want to do with her. Maybe I don't know. I honestly don't even know how much Fuke is involved in this one.
But yeah, possibly not at all.
Yeah, because like all the listed credits are pretty much other guys, and he's just like original concept.
And he was probably busy with the Ruby anime anyway. So
see, and his character designs for that are definitely better than the character designs for this. Anyways, there's many good anime, many bad anime. Surprise! But I hope y'all, you guys should watch the good anime. I think.
Go ahead and enjoy some anime.
Hey, what should they do?
Have a nice anime.